Welcome to Los Angeles. The Raptors getting set to take on the LA Clippers tonight in Los Angeles. But Sherman, we have to look back at last night's loss to the Sacramento Kings. And we sat courtside when Kyle Lowry made that improbable shot against Miami in the playoffs. And we said, well, if we pass away now, we've seen it all. We wholeheartedly retract that statement because what happened in Sacramento is something I've never seen before at the end of the game.
Right. It was unbelievable. First of all, the shot Terrence Ross made, phenomenal shot, great play call from the bench. But then the whole rigmarole that occurred after that was shocking to everybody, and the explanations coming out after was confusing on some levels. It kind of made sense on some levels, but at the end of the day, the reality from my perspective is that at the very worst, the Raptors should have been able to play the 2.4 seconds over again. To determine a game that way, to me, is unfathomable. And the fact that the Raptors have to take a loss based on an element that's outside of the game, it doesn't make sense to me. And I don't think it's right the way that it went down.
Somewhere people are looking at the 1972 Olympics and say, wait a minute, if you can put time back on the clock and play it 3 times, why don't you do it again? In my eyes, there was some human error and human judgment involved, and that's part of the imperfection of the game. Give them the 3. Let's play 5 more minutes and let the winner be determined. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I see it like that as well. I'm saying the lowest common denominator, the worst possible scenario that I felt should have come out of this is they get a chance to play the 2.4 seconds over. I'm like you. I agree. Human error happens. The shot went in. On the court, the clock, it worked. It was within the time frame. Let's go to overtime. 5 minutes to decide it. But at the very worst, they should have been able to play the 2.4 seconds over.
All right, Sherman, let's talk about why they were in that predicament. Another spotty, shall we say, defensive effort by the Raptors. It looked good at times. The second quarter was good. First quarter, not so good. And then they kind of wallowed their way through it in the second half. And their offense kind of let them down in the second half as well.
Oh, no question about it. In that fourth quarter, they really struggled to score the basketball. First quarter gave up a season-high in opponent points. Third quarter gave up 28 points. So you're trying to play with fire when you're doing that. And you're allowing Sacramento to shoot around 50% for a lot of the game, and we've seen this happen too many times for the Raptors. You can't win like that. So they have to figure some things out defensively.
All right, and they better figure them out quickly because the team that they're playing tonight, the LA Clippers, one of the best teams in the league, and I really honestly believe that the hardships that they went through over the last few years have hardened them, have made them a better team, and I think they're going to be there towards the end this year, and they've had a great start.
Well, they have had a great start, and you think about this is a team that from a defensive perspective has done some very good things. They're locking people down, second in opponent points per game and first in opponent field goal percentage. So they're doing a very good job from that side of the basketball. And offensively, they've always been a team that can score, and they're showing that in their numbers as well. But this is a team, like we've talked about many times, that I feel that they're in a position now where that group, that core group, has been together for a few years. They haven't had the results that are expected. And now management's going to have to make a decision within the next couple of years what they're going to do with this group if they can't get to the mountaintop. So I think they feel that this is their time to get it done.
Well, Doc Rivers has been to the mountaintop before. We know that with the Boston Celtics, and he'll try to take the Clippers there. You can see the Raptors and the Clippers, 10:30 Eastern Time on TSN2, 7:30 Pacific. And if you're around a radio, Sherman, myself, TSN 1050 at the same time.